They've been punching above their weight to try and bring glory back to Bradford. The big question tonight, can the Bantams land a knockout blow at Wembley? Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to ITV News. This is Calendar this Friday evening, coming to you live from the home of one of the supporters clubs that are gearing up for the biggest weekend in the history of their football club. We've got so much for you coming up in the programme tonight. Lots of folks here. Everybody all right behind me? Excellent. Football has not seen a giant killing act like this one from Bradford City for 50 years. That's when last time a fourth-tier club got to the final of the League Cup. It was really quite something. Let's see what we've got coming up on the programme for you tonight. First of all, we've got the star players. They're the stars of the show, the players who've stunned the big guns of the Premier League on their route to Wembley. Also tonight, we have got the City as it celebrates. Their cup fever is really taking off. They don't know where to go next. They really haven't been seeing anything like this for ages. Also, we're going to talk to those who've seen the highs and lows of Bradford City and who can't wait for Sunday.
When I see Bradford walking out on Sunday, I don't know whether there'll be a tear in my eye, but I'll be delighted, absolutely delighted for them.
That's all to come. We're going to also go to Kate live in the Calendar studio a little later there. Kate gets a cheer too for a roundup of the rest of the day's news. But there's only one place to start tonight's programme. That's right here at the Wood Bottom Working Men's Club in Shipley. We chose it, of course, the affinity to my name. It's going to be one of the places where 5 coaches leave early on Sunday morning for their trip to Wembley and the cup final of the Capital One League Cup. That's going to make such a difference, and already has, to this city. It's really quite something. Now, earlier this morning, the team left the Cedar Court Hotel here in Bradford to make their way down to the capital, and they got a great send-off.
This has got to be a unique occasion for the boys and for all the fans that are going down there. It's just great for them.
It's my proudest moment following Bradford City. Followed them all my life for the last 48 years. And this is a proud moment for us all. A very emotional moment as well.
It's incredible, you know. It just gives you a little taste of what it's probably going to be like on Sunday, you know 30,000 odd Bradford City fans coming out to support the team.
Sean, we're all behind them. Regardless of what happens Sunday, they've done us proud to get us where they have. It's a massive deal. Oh, look at me now, I'm welling up.
So as their team heads off, you just wonder how nervous some of those young lads on that bus really are, going down to play in this showpiece final. It really is something else. At the home, of course, of English football. At their home, Valley Parade, well, John Shires has been linking up with some of the star players.
Well, what more can be said about Bradford City's journey to Wembley? It's an astonishing, historic, epic tale straight out of the pages of a boys' comic. Even some of the characters are like comic book heroes. The boy from Bermuda who's come to Britain to make his fortune.
Yeah, these are what dreams are made of. Probably would have never dreamed of playing at Wembley within 2 years of being a professional footballer. I come over with sights of, just trying to make it really, and I've grown as a player. The shelf stacker from the local co-op.
When I was playing non-league, scoring 20 odd a season every time, so I knew I could have played at a higher level. It was just getting the chance, and thankfully Stuart gave me the chance here, and I would have said in 3 years after that, to play at League Cup final would be unbelievable, and I'm sure we'll enjoy the day. The Gaelic footballer from a tiny Irish village who didn't play soccer till he was almost a teenager.
There wasn't really a soccer team around me for a while, and then a new one started up, Dunlow Town started up, so I tried my hand at that, and I kind of played both for a good few years, and then eventually just chose soccer. So
you chose right, did you?
I think so. But you never know. No, I love the Gaelic as well. It was always been my first sport, and it's in my heart. But it's going well for me. The soccer's going really well for me. So the 35-year-old journeyman pro now leading the team out at Wembley.
Do you have to pinch yourself?
Yeah, all the time. I'm not going to lie, dream about lifting a cup all the time. Every day since we beat Villa. Say what an achievement it'd be for the League 2 team to win a major competition. It's quite incredible.
Well, if it really was a comic strip, City would battle against overwhelming odds and in the end triumph over adversity. But surely that'd be too far-fetched even for Roy of the Rovers, wouldn't it?
Now, if you didn't catch it before, we're at the home of the Shipley Bantam Supporters Club. We've come inside. Everybody all right inside? Yeah! Oh, everybody's delighted. I tell you what, it's an awful lot warmer in here too. There is a great buzz around every Bradford City fan, but it's the city itself that's really taken off. Here's James Webster.
If it says Bradford City, they want it. A memento of a weekend everybody wants to remember.
It's a massive deal, and a League Two team getting to Wembley, beating 3 Premiership teams, and actually getting to the final. It's such a massive deal, it really is, and people are very excited about it.
Fans have been raiding the club shop for something to wear or maybe a good luck charm.
I mean, we thought it was busy enough in December with Christmas and the Arsenal game, but this has completely wiped that. Totally. It's unbelievable.
Claret and amber can be seen in windows all across the city. And if it's not the shop, it's the people inside.
My first match was 1967. The whole place seems to have the smile on its face, and lots of people, going down to Wembley and everybody's looking forward to it. So, yeah, I think it's great for Bradford.
Even those who aren't normally fans are talking about it.
Just watching my players walk out onto the pitch. Just hope we score and get them Bradford fans roaring.
Everybody's on a high and everybody seems really happy, and it's just, what do you think?
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's really good that they've got to a final, and it'd be good if they could win, but I'm still happy that they've got to a final.
The club's chaplain is heading to Wembley but isn't so keen on trying for divine intervention.
I'm pretty sure God's a football fan. I don't know whether he's a Bradford City fan. You better ask the Dalai Lama. Apparently the Dalai Lama's a big City fan. But I think it's pretty bad form for a chaplain to pray for a win for his side, to be honest.
Some in the city might disagree. It feels like everyone here is counting down to kick off. James Webster, ITV News, Bradford.
Tell you what, there's a great atmosphere in the club here tonight. So what's it going to be like at 6 o'clock on Sunday morning when those 5 coach loads leave? I'm just not quite sure. Now, as I said, great buzz around everywhere. One man has been shouting more than most from the rooftops about the success of his club and the regeneration of the city, and that's Mark Lawn, the chairman of Bradford City. John Shire's caught up with him too and asked him if he's still got to pinch himself to believe what's going on.
Yes. Yeah, do you want to do that? No, of course you do. I mean, it's a dream come true, really, for I think every single Bradford City fan, and I think and everybody who likes an underdog. You look at these times of recession and things, and there's not a lot of nice stuff happening, and I think this is a great story, isn't it? It's a great story. I feel a little bit sorry for Swansea, to be fair, because they would have been the fairy tale, I think, if it wouldn't been for us.
How are you going to feel, do you think, when the team go out at Wembley on Sunday?
Oh, immense pride, I think, more than anything else, and that my family's with me as well, and just something a little bit special, and I hope that every Bradford City fan just goes down and enjoys it. Don't worry about score. It really don't matter. We've created history, Let them worry. Let Swansea worry about winning us, because it doesn't really matter to us.
You were incredibly nervous before the second leg against Aston Villa.
I'm getting it now.
But are you going to be as nervous, do you think, before this one?
I want to win. I'm a big Bradford fan. I don't want to lose any games. But I'm realistic. They've got to have a bad game and we've got to have a good one, and they've got to miss some chances. So, that's unrealistically for us to win. But football's unrealistic at times. I think we've proved that.
I'll tell you what, Mark Lawn is really going to enjoy his day out. I'm at the bar now with Gary Bowley, who's actually from Clark's the Brewers, who've been putting this around the City Wembley Gent. What's this all about? Because it's got a donation on there as well, Gary.
Well, I simply wanted to rename one of our beers to honour the fact that City had got to Wembley, and I wanted to think about something iconic about Bradford City. So I thought the most iconic thing is basically the City Gent. And at that point I thought, well, I'll name it the City Wembley Gent. That wasn't hard to do. But then I thought, well, just to be a bit quirky, I thought I'd actually get Lenny Burry permission to actually put his picture on the pump clip.
And 10 pence going to the Bradford Burns Unit from every pint. It's fantastic. Lifelong fan, must be great for you to do.
Absolutely
Gary,
fantastic.
Thank you very much indeed. Got lots more to come here from the Working Men's Club in Shipley. Terry Yorath, we're going to be talking to John Helm, he's joined us as well. Lots more to come, and the legends too. But now let's go to Kate in the calendar studio for a roundup of the rest of the day's news.
Jimmy Savile has been stripped of the freedom of Scarborough. Councillors in the town voted unanimously to remove the honour in the wake of the sex abuse scandal. Tina Gelder reports.
This was Jimmy Savile's reaction when asked how he felt about being made a freeman of Scarborough.
For a person that lives somewhere to be recognised by the people amongst whom you live is an honour which is so quite staggering that you're not quite sure what the answer to that question is. It's something that will come over the days and weeks.
In fact, it's come 8 years down the line. Savile stripped of the very honour of which he was so proud. Every councillor at Scarborough Council agreeing today that all public records of the accolade be erased. No reminders, please, of one of the country's most prolific sex offenders. This on the very day evidence was published into how the BBC handled the Savile scandal, in particular the dropped Newsnight investigation into child abuse. Detailed accusations about Savile's crimes were censored after viewers tried to post them on a BBC webpage.
This is not a situation in which the BBC can look at this and say they've protected their reputation. This has been a tough time for the BBC and is a tough report to read.
Meanwhile, it's understood Savile's penthouse flat overlooking Roundhay Park in Leeds has finally been sold. Originally on the market for £325,000, it went for just £250,000. When Jimmy Savile died here, tributes were paid to a man who had worked tirelessly for others. 2 years on, few would have thought he would be a figure of such notoriety. Tina Gelder, ITV News.
It's been revealed tonight that the Chief Constable of South Yorkshire Police has been forced to apologise for an internal email discussing the way the force should deal with the most recent Hillsborough inquiry. South Yorkshire's Police and Crime Commissioner, Sean Wright, seen here with the Chief Constable David Crompton, said he was disappointed in the language used in the email, which was sent in September last year before the Hillsborough panel's report was published. In it, Mr Crompton is quoted as saying parts of the Hillsborough campaigner's version of events had become the truth, even though it isn't. David Crompton said tonight he was sorry if his words caused any offence. A Huddersfield Pie Company has been found guilty of 3 breaches of health and safety following an explosion which killed a member of staff. Supervisor David Cole died when an oven blew up at Andrew Jones Pies Limited, which has since gone into administration. A jury at Leeds Crown Court heard how the wrong bolts were fitted to the oven, which Mr Cole had tried to light. Sentencing has been adjourned. Demolition work has started on the first of 4 homes in Scarborough left dangerously close to the edge of a cliff after a landslide. The properties at Night Point have been condemned after the slippage, the second in recent years. 3 homes had to be pulled down in 2008. On to more sport now, and the Leeds Rhinos will be looking to retain their world title tonight when they take on the Melbourne Storm at Headingley. These two have met twice before in the past 5 years. Leeds won the first game back in 2008, but the Aussies got their revenge 2 years later. Current holders Leeds will be cheered on by 24,000 fans tonight at Headingley. Well, remember, you can get in touch with us by emailing calendar@itv.com. You'll find out the latest updates and, of course, all the day's news on our website, which is itv.com/calendar. We're also on Facebook as well, and why not follow us on Twitter. And that's all from me here in the studio. Now back to Duncan in Bradford.
Kate, thanks very much. Welcome back to the Woodbottom Working Men's Club in Shipley. As you can tell, there's quite a few people around. You might recognise this fella. This is Steve Price. Remember, he's the one who was in a tent 28 hours queuing for his tickets to make sure 6 members of his family could go. It's getting really close now, Steve.
Yeah, 2 days, 2 more sleeps. We can't wait. Excited for going down there.
It's going to be a phenomenal weekend.
Oh yeah, definitely. I reckon 2-1 City all the way.
Brilliant. And we've got your mother-in-law there as well, Gillian. You won 2 tickets today, so he needn't have camped out. I mean, you know, if you won 2 on the local radio, you needn't have camped out. Oh, who have we got over there?
Little Jamie.
Little Jamie. Is Jamie going?
No.
No, Jamie has to stay at home and watch. Oh, don't cry on the telly. Oh, don't cry, bless. Oh. I tell you what, we're going to see some history hopefully made on Sunday at Wembley, but Chris Dawkes now looks back at the amazing history of Bradford City Football Club.
Formed in 1903, Bradford City's greatest moment came just 8 years later.
It was an amazing feat because they went into the second division, straight up after a few years into the first division, and ended up in 1911 not only winning the cup, but bringing it back to Bradford, because it was made in Bradford by Fattorini's, the jewellers. But my great-uncle Albert and great-uncle Arthur went there, the gates were shut, so the doors were broken down. My great-uncle Albert went in backwards, his feet never touched the ground, but he saw the game.
Jimmy Spears scored the only goal of the game to win Bradford City's first and only FA Cup in front of 58,000 fans.
The 1911 was what I was brought up on and what really excited me and what made me a Bradford City fan for life.
After a couple of relegations, the club spent nearly 50 years in the bottom two divisions until 1985. A team led by Peter Jackson celebrated promotion back to the second division on an afternoon that would be remembered forever for all the wrong reasons.
Everybody was so excited because we'd done so well, and the thought of lifting a trophy, and me being a Bradford lad, it was a lot of excitement.
40 minutes into Bradford's game against Lincoln, a fire broke out in the main stand.
And we've actually got a fire in the stand on the far side of the ground, and that looks very nasty indeed.
Within minutes, the stand was destroyed and 56 lives lost.
When I left my house at Shell from driving down the stadium, in this really party atmosphere and carnival atmosphere, to arrive back home and just witnessed a major disaster was horrendous. It has to be remembered. People can never forget. People outside, maybe Yorkshire, outside Bradford might forget, but the people who were there that day, the people of Bradford, can never forget that day.
11 years and a relegation later, City, now managed by Chris Kamara, reached Wembley for the very first time in the Division 1 playoff final.
I never, ever at any stage thought we would lose that game. And if you look at any of the shots at me on the touchline, I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed because I know before the game, laughing and joking. During the game, I didn't feel under pressure at any stage. I never felt for 1 second that they were going to score against us. And of course, the delight was obviously the goals from Hamilton. It was an absolute beauty.
Hamilton goes on, he's done really well here, Hamilton, and scores! A sensational goal for Bradford City.
City scored again to seal a 2-0 win. For Kamara, it was a mixture of joy and relief.
You feel the wrath of all the supporters, you feel the wrath of the chairman, and I had a pretty stern chairman, to say the least. And I knew that this would change Bradford City Football Club completely by getting out of the League One.
Kamara couldn't complete the job and take City to the promised land of the Premier League, but the man who replaced him could. In May 1999, Paul Jewell took his players to Wolves, knowing a win would ensure promotion.
They had everything that game that you could possibly have. We won a goal behind.
Danger to Bradford this time. Emblin up there, Walsh is up there, Bar, goal.
Went 2-1 up.
Now he can move forward. Wally's got ahead of him. Mills is across the angle. It's Lee Mills. It's 2-1 Bradford City.
Then we scored another goal to go 3-1 up.
It's Blake. Can he finish the job for Bradford? It's 3-1. Who knows? That may be the one.
We missed the penalty.
Oh, he saved it. Magnificent save.
They come back 3-2.
He'll want a crack at goal if he can get one. It must surely be goal number 2 for Wolverhampton Wanderers, Paul Simpson.
And I think my overall memory is it was 3-2 and a draw wouldn't have been any good for us. And they've got a free kick, 30 yards out. And Paul Simpson hits this free kick and like times almost stood still. Hit the inside of the post, roll back out. My overall memory of the whole day was Biggs and Blakey on the bench. Almost frightened to look like they was hiding behind the sofa waiting for the referee to blow the whistle. It was just utter joy.
Bradford are in the Premier League. 77 years they've waited. Paul Jewell in his first season as manager has achieved the impossible.
What is one of the best days of my life has been made more famous. That's that I wear for my gear. And I remember I think it was black trousers, a brown jacket and a purple shirt or a sort of maroon shirt. It was a bit of a fashion faux pas, I guess, but so we all make mistakes.
The big mistake during Bradford's time in the Premier League was overspending. Their adventure lasted just 2 seasons. 2 more relegations, twice into and out of administration. The club have now been treading water in the depths of the Football League for the past 6 years. But in Phil Parkinson, they have a manager desperate to write a new chapter into Bradford City's history.
Chris Dawkes there looking back at the amazing history of Bradford City. What a chapter it would be if Phil Parkinson lifted the cup on Sunday. As you can see, we've moved into the ante-room. Everybody all right in here? Yes, everybody's good. We've got all the shirts and memorabilia in this part of the room as well. But a little earlier this week, John Shires managed to catch up with Phil Parkinson and ask him just how on earth he's managed to do this.
Well, I think first of all, we've had a massive change around in players over the last 12 months. We worked really hard, myself and Steve Parkin and the chairman in the summer, to really freshen the squad up. And one thing we want players with desire and hunger. And so many times I've stood on that touchline this season, and you can just sense the desire in the team.
What's the last thing you'll say to the team before they go out?
I haven't thought of that yet. I've thought of what we're going to say in terms of our tactical preparation, but kind of in the dressing room sometimes you just pick up the mood of the players. Sometimes just before they go out you don't say anything. Sometimes they need a real G up, and sometimes they need just to be calmed down a bit, and often that is just you've got to pick up the mood at the time.
Does part of you wish that this was over so you could get back to the job, your primary job really, which is getting out of League Two?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you wouldn't swap this for anything. We've got to be totally honest about it. That, what this has done for the city and the football club, we wouldn't swap it. Of course, we're greedy and we'd want to be top of the league as well. But as history will tell you, that clubs who have these cup runs, especially with small squads, it is going to have a detrimental effect. Now, the beauty for us, once this game's finished on Sunday, we've got 15 games left. And what we're going to do, we're going to attack each and every one of those games in a really positive mindset and see where it takes us.
How are you going to feel on Sunday?
Yeah, immensely proud, because to walk out at Wembley, will be a great moment for myself and all my family and friends will be in the stand, and I'm really looking forward to it. And of course, we want the team to play well.
We wish Phil Parkinson all the very best. Look who I found, John Helm. You've already heard him on the programme in our history package. He's been there every step of the way. This is a remarkable achievement for a club of Bradford City's status at the moment.
It's insane, Duncan. It's absolutely insane. If you'd have taken a bet at the start of the season, you'd have had 500 to 1, 1,000 to 1, 1,000,000 to 1 almost. Nobody here can believe it.
The fans deserve it, though, don't they?
Oh, absolutely, because if you do think back to 1985, I would guarantee everybody in this room was either a relative or knew somebody who was involved that day. Since then, they've gone to Hartlepool, they've gone to Rochdale, they've gone to Torquay. Now they're going to Wembley. They deserve it.
You commentated on them at Wembley, of course, in that playoff final. Are they going to freeze? It's a big deal to go down there.
No, they will not freeze, because they're good professional footballers and they've beaten Arsenal, they've beaten Aston Villa, they've beaten Wigan. Why would they freeze? I wouldn't say they're going to win. That would be folly to say that, but they're in with a shout. It's a one-off game.
And John, I mean, the team they've got there, Phil Parkinson's done tremendously well.
He deserves every credit possible, and Steve Parkin as assistant as well. It's been a team thing. The camaraderie has been absolutely sensational, and it's paid off.
John, thanks ever so much for coming down. I know you're going to Wembley yourself. One man who isn't staying up here watching it from a distance is a manager who's managed Swansea twice, Bradford twice. He's Terry Yorth. I went to see him yesterday.
We had the fire, and then got promotion to the Premier Division. Lasted a couple of years, and since then it's gone downhill. But now, the football team, not politicians, not councillors, but the football team have rejuvenated the city. I really hope that they enjoy the day. I hope it's a certainty the fans will, because they'll go there with one intention, enjoying their day out. It'll be terrific for them.
This weekend the players will all be going out with a special tracksuit tops on with the number 56, a number of victims of the fire at Valley Parade, and Always With Us embroidered on it. What do you think that means to the club?
Well, it's huge. I think it's not so much to the club, but it's to the spectators, family, whose relatives perished in the fire. And, there's obviously lots of people who were actually burnt in the fire who are still alive, and hopefully they'll all be going to the game, because they deserve something after that.
Will it bring memories back again this weekend?
Oh, yeah. When I see Bradford walking out on Sunday, I don't know whether there'll be a tear in my eye, but I'll be delighted, absolutely delighted for him.
Great news for you as well. Recently we had on calendar your grandson.
Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah, when Jordan first said to me, his name is going to be Phoenix, I thought, Phoenix is a bit rock and roll, that, And then it suddenly dawned on me, why it was Phoenix. And, Jordan was born 9 months to the day since the fire. And, good name, good name.
Will you say who you're going to be shouting for this weekend?
Oh yeah, Bradford. Bradford, without a doubt.
Lovely to chat to Terry yesterday. You know what? Every trip to Wembley deserves a Wembley song. We've got one. Take a listen.
Packy and packing our partners in crime.
A cup win for them would be just sublime.
The cup runner's been like karma.
Even a blessing from the Dalai Lama will lay down the law. The crowd shouting more. We'll play it, we'll make it, we just need to score.
That's the Bantams banter there, Tom and Dom, and they are here. 2 more sleeps to Wembley, lads.
Come on, Duncan!
I don't know about that, I don't know about sleep. I don't think there'll be much of that going on, but yeah, we're really excited.
We are. You've had a fantastic time, and it's a great song. I mean, taking off Ant and Deck.
Yeah, just about. I mean, they're heroes. We're nothing like them. We're just 2 normal Bradford lads, Dunk.
But you've been doing podcasting all the way along from the press boxes and really letting the fans know what's going on.
We have, yeah, and we're riding the wave of Bradford City's success. I mean, we're on 50,000 downloads per podcast now, and it's all thanks to Bradford City doing so well.
And you've got a licence to podcast from Wembley.
Have, I know, it's unbelievable. The Football League granted us a licence and we couldn't broadcast.
The first podcast ever.
Yeah,
fantastic. Hope you enjoy it. Great stuff, lads. Cheers. Excellent. Now, they've got a song to go there, but we thought we'd send them off with some very good messages for some local legends. We've spent the week collating them. Here they are. Take a listen to the good luck messages to Bradford City.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to wish Bradford City and everybody involved, mostly the fans, have a fantastic day and dare to dream.
Good luck to all the lads at Wembley this weekend, fully deserved. Go and enjoy the occasion, perform to the best of your abilities, and I'm sure that'll be enough for you to bring the cup back to Bradford.
The dream is that we've got to Wembley, but what memories are we going to create on that day? So better to have memories than dreams.
Well lads, Wembley, here you come. You've worked your socks off to get there. Let's go down there with the belief and the confidence that you can bring a cup back to Yorkshire.
Come on lads.
Enjoy the occasion, it's a fantastic day, and just make sure that you do the city proud, which you have done already.
It should be a great day. I hope you enjoy it from start to finish.
Good luck for your big day out at Wembley, thoroughly deserve it, and particularly to Naki Wells, my best ever signing.
Well done on your achievement so far. Very best luck, come back with a cup, would be fantastic.
I hope you can do it naturally. You've been outstanding all the way to here, so why not? Believe in your dreams and it can come true. All the best.
The legend that is Stuart McCall ending those look-backs and messages from all the local heroes of Bradford City. Will there be 11, 13, 14 new heroes made on Sunday when they lift the League Cup at the final at Wembley? This lot know the answer. Have a great one. Kerry's got the weather. The ITV News is next. Bradford are going to Wembley. Good luck, Bradford.
Bright and breezy whatever the weather. The Car People, sponsors of ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Hello, good evening. I'm sure it's going to be a bright and exciting start, whatever the weather, first thing at Valley Parade on Sunday. And whether you're staying in the region to watch the match or travelling down to Wembley, it's going to be a very cold one. Highs of 4 Celsius, feeling more like -1. Mostly dry, fairly cloudy, risk of a few wintry showers, but I'm sure the sun will come out to say hello if Bradford are to win. And a very similar weather story across all parts of the region this weekend. The exception is really tonight and first thing tomorrow morning. Just a few more wintry showers becoming a little bit more developed and organised, and we could see a light dusting in places at lower levels tonight and possibly 2 to 5 centimetres, more likely for the North York Moors, maybe the Pennines and the Lincolnshire Wolds. Certainly an ice risk with a widespread frost into tomorrow morning when the sun rises at 8 minutes past 7, setting again 5:32. So a bit of a wintry start in places first thing tomorrow. A few wintry showers, icy stretches, bitterly cold from the word go, but it will become drier as the day progresses. Quite a lot of cloud though, and bitterly cold, highs of 2 or 3 Celsius. Add on the wind chill from that light northeasterly breeze, it will feel more like -1, maybe -2 Celsius. A few wintry flurries in the mix on Sunday, but it's mostly dry, mostly cloudy outlook, little less cold by midweek.
The Car People, sponsors of ITV Yorkshire Weather.